Hello YouTube, we are back with another episode. We're doing something new today. So you guys know that this channel is mostly about improvement, so we brought the Galaxy Brain himself to teach us not only how to improve yourself, but he's also helped many other people improve. So we're gonna try to pick his brain a bit. So introducing Team Liquid's very own Dabuz. How's it going, man?
What's up, guys? Just chilling. Just woke up like 25 minutes ago because that's quarantine life for you.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing good.
Awesome. So yeah, as many people probably already know, you also offer coaching on your own channel. So why don't you just give us a quick background on how many people you've coached, roughly kind of the approach you take when coaching new people, and just, basic information about your coaching career.
So I've been coaching ever since pretty much Smash 4 dropped. So that's about like what, 6-7 years now, and I've definitely put in at least like 500 hours of just coaching alone through past like 7 years. Because I do like about 4 lessons a week, I'd say, on average nowadays.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and my approach for coaching is kind of just, I don't have a specific approach, as weird as it sounds. I just kind of talk with the person, because I feel like most people have an idea of what they want to work on.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to adapt it per person. Whether it's, just sitting down and talking about things, answering questions, playing, analyzing VODs. There's so many ways to approach it. Sometimes, I help people out by giving them very, direct information. Sometimes I try to make people teach themselves when we play, ask them questions, make them find the answers.
Mm-hmm.
And it very much depends on who I'm working with, because everyone's very different. It's like being a teacher.
Yeah, everyone learns differently too, yeah.
And, one-on-one teaching is the best way to learn, obviously.
Exactly. I like that you said you make them ask your own questions. I feel like I've told people this in the past. They've asked me, do you think it's worth paying people to coach? And I said, if your coach teaches you how to learn yourself later, you know what I mean? Like, no one's going to give you 1 hour and just fix all your problems. But if they teach you how to take those lessons and kind of ask yourself better questions down the line, that's like a more valuable thing than them fixing a problem itself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's not always the case. I think sometimes people don't need to obviously it's something good to learn in the future. Teach a man to fish, teach it forever.
The classic.
I do think that it depends, because sometimes people just need to learn the basics of the game
Mm-hmm.
to a point where they don't need to learn to ask themselves some questions. When it's like they need to learn how to space arrows, for example, how to know what a good option is. But
True. Yeah.
I think it depends on the level of skill, honestly, for that.
Yeah. And you've also just helped out friends, I would imagine, right? Just people you play with all the time, not necessarily coaching, but maybe you guys help each other improve.
Oh yeah, for sure. With COVID and no offline events, I'm more focused on content creation than that kind of stuff. But definitely with offline events or a thing, I was constantly playing with people that were good, and we would just talk, give each other advice, feedback, all that stuff to help each other get better.
Awesome.
Because that's the best way to improve.
Exactly. Yeah. How often do someone you've coached come back to you and let you know about if they've gotten better or any of that kind of stuff?
Quite often. Not everyone does that, because a lot of people that want coaching so they can beat their friends in casual matches. But yeah, I definitely have a few people that come back and do lessons multiple times because they see improvement, or they just let me know, hey, I won the local. In fact, I remember one of the funniest stories I heard was someone I coached, and then a month later they told me they won the local. Then they were getting top 8 step than before, but couldn't win.
Mm-hmm.
And they just sent me $30 as a donation on stream because of that. And
that's awesome. Yeah, that's cool.
Get top 3 at every local they went to in the future afterwards. So I was like,
it was an investment. They paid you for a little knowledge, and now they're making money at those locals.
Exactly right. It was pretty awesome to hear. That was Smash 4 days, actually.
Yeah, I love hearing that stuff as well. People message me every now and then, even if it's just something like, I didn't know what to do, and now I hit Elite Smash because of your videos. I'm like, that's awesome, man. It's good for you.
Yeah, right. That's sick. Everyone has their own goals, and it's so important to just try to play towards your own goals. And when people do that, it's awesome.
All right, so here's kind of a general question. When it comes to mindset, right? So some people seem to tell themselves they can improve or they've peaked or anything. Is there any issue you've noticed among people you coached where they seem to kind of get in their own head?
Consistent. Let me think for a second. Consistent issues people have. I think a lot of people kind of struggle to improve because a lot of them struggle because they're not really improving with the best group of people. A lot of them, playing Elite Smash a lot, or a lot of them have a very specific group of friends they play with.
Mm-hmm.
Or a lot of them haven't just sit down and watch their own VODs or top player VODs. And, it depends on the person, but I think most people that really start struggling and hit like a wall just don't know where to go to improve because they're not looking past what they're currently doing.
Yeah, I feel that.
And a lot of times it is legit just not talking to other people of a similar mentality, trying to learn from each other.
So you mentioned VODs. We have another question, so I'll skip right to that one. How important do you think watching replays is? Do you mostly watch this is for you specifically, do you mostly watch your own replays, or do you want to learn from other people who use your character? What do you look out most for when watching replays?
So you need to watch replays, like for sure. Like when you find moments you're having trouble learning, or you find there's just something you don't know about, watching replays is key, both of yourself, because you need to see what your own issues are, but of other people. And it's actually funny. I think you want to learn really well. A good thing to do is to watch replays of someone else, but the people try and talk to that person and like, discuss matches with them and hope they can watch your replays, because it's so much easier to see someone else's mistakes than your own, because most likely you're doing things for a reason in a matchup, right? Unless it's like a very obvious, like dropping combos or something. Sometimes you might be like, this seems good, and then someone's like, oh man, I want to do that. So, and then there's also just, learn from other people. I remember Smash 4, there was a Rosa player named Atelier who, I think he plays PT now in Japan. He's one of the best players. And I remember, or was it Yuzo? Whatever. There's like a billion Japanese Rosas.
Yeah.
And one of them was using the raw back airs that sent Luma really far in neutral and edge guarding. And I was like, wait, that's sick. And I ended up kind of stealing that idea. And that was a huge improvement for my game plan.
Yeah.
Once I was doing the raw back airs with Rosa, I just learned that from watching VODs. I'd watch Kirihara VODs all the time and learn about how he'd use jabs to control neutral. And it's helpful. Every single thing you can do when it comes to like watching VODs, like watching yourself, watching someone else, is helpful. It's just a matter of knowing what you think you want to do, like what you think is gonna help you more.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, in Daigo's book, he mentions that like you don't own your own strategies. So like if you come up with something good, expect other people to take it, and in the same way, you should see what other people are doing and steal it for yourself. So it's like a good example with the Rosa back air.
Yep. And a lot of times when people take a strategy, they'll improve on it in their own ways, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So you learn from that as well.
Yeah, you start building on each other, right? And then eventually you get that peak Rosalina gameplay. All right, so here's...
Rosa, about 3 years into Smash 4, she was a monster.
She was crazy. Is she getting better now, too? I've been watching your Rosa, and even like 2 years ago, I made a video saying, I think Rosa's super slept on, and I cannot wait for Dabuz to start playing her. And all of a sudden, boom, I've been seeing you playing her like crazy.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, she needed a lot of buffs.
She got a lot of buzz, yeah.
Those buffs were definitely helpful. I think she's borderline top tier, but that's just me.
Yeah, I do as well. I made a video on my most underrated characters, and she was up there, along with Diddy, who also started looking clean when Tweak picked him up.
Oh yeah, Diddy is a broken character.
Diddy's sick, man. Diddy's sick.
He's very cool.
So if you had to guess when it comes to getting better at games, and you kind of already touched on this, what do you think's like the biggest factor that separates people who kind of see rapid improvement, they're always getting better, compared to those people who kind of they're stuck in like, I'm always getting this result every time I play?
One thing is mentality. I think also having good goals. Like if you're a new player to the game and your goal is to be best in the world, you can make it work, but I think you're very likely to get very frustrated and burn out if you're like trying to reach for the stars before you can get to the roof type of thing. Should reach for the roof first and slowly build your way up, right? Yeah, exactly. And I think it's fine to, have the goal, want to be best, but I think it's not fine to, like, make that your immediate goal, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, that can make the long-term, like, years on the line goal, but your short-term should be, winning your local type thing. I also think, we definitely talk about this directly, but playing with people and talking about matches with people, having people bounce ideas, basically just people. People interact with people when improving is the most important thing for sure. You need to be able to like share your knowledge with other people if you want to grow quickly, especially. Yeah. Because you can just go to Elite Smash and play and you will get better. But are you going to get better relative to the people around you? Especially if they're competitive? Definitely not.
Yeah. 2 brains is better than 1, right? So imagine what 10 brains of people trying to get better at the same character could do.
Exactly. And I think anything else is very important if you like want to improve, like for sure. Besides what we've talked about. Yeah. One thing I think that's underrated actually is just living a healthy lifestyle. like, your physical like body is gonna affect your mental state. So things like working out just a little bit, eating well, taking care of yourself, getting enough sleep, all that stuff is actually really important for improving.
I hard agree. I've been a huge advocate of this as well, because you feel better from your day to day, and when you feel better, it's like, I don't know, you feel more motivated in general, even when it comes to the games. Like when you're feeling all sloggy and stuff, like you don't want to grind, you don't want to watch your replays, you just want to like turn your brain off and play,
Yeah, and like if you're feeling bad, you're gonna be playing worse.
Exactly.
You can't improve as much anyway for like watching your replays and all that stuff. So it just screws you over, quite frankly.
Yeah, it's great to hit the gym, guys, but not yet until COVID is over. All right.
Hey, I've been using that Ring Fit lately, bro.
Oh,
it's a great home exercise.
Yeah, it's a hot commodity.
I've never felt so good about like my body ever in my life since I was 10 years old playing basketball on the court with my friends.
That's sick, man. That's sick. Those Ring Fit's been selling like crazy, man. Every time they go up, they go out of sale in like 10 minutes.
Still? Oh my god. I remember it was hard to get this one, but that's insane.
Yeah, those are nuts. All right, if you could tell yourself something 5 years ago, anything Smash related, what would it be?
I would tell myself, do not stop playing Sheik just because she got nerfed and she's kind of hard to play. Just keep playing Sheik, bro.
This is Smash 4?
Player with Rosa? Yeah, Smash 4 Sheik.
Yeah, remember you had a phase.
Dropping her when she was like got nerfed, and I was like, yeah, she's not worth the time. I can just do it with Rosa, and I guess all of them are giving people out. Nope, I should have just played Sheik.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. I'm like a more like I guess overall helpful answer, because there's always things you can tell them, like, hey, you should have done this in this matchup. Should have like learned this thing, blah 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 blah. But I think when it comes to the whole like mentality thing, learning thing, I kind of shot up like hard like in Smash 4. Like I was top 5 very quickly. I was doing that while juggling school, like full-time college.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I could have always been better. I could have had like a better mentality of not getting so frustrated myself when losing. I could have been better maybe at like reaching out to my peers, because I think I was not particularly good at like reaching out to peers in general. But I don't know. I think by the time like Smash 4 came out like 5 years ago, I was pretty like well into my mentality of how to improve.
Nice.
Considering I was playing competitively since Brawl came out, although Brawl is more like the kind of like casual competitive, like I'm doing school and playing Brawl tournaments, but I'm not like super like invested in Brawl. I'm not streaming, making videos, all that stuff yet.
Cool. Yeah.
It's hard.
Cool. Have you ever felt like you personally hit a plateau? Like you just felt like you weren't getting better?
Yeah, I think throughout Brawl and a lot of early Smash 4, I would run into situations all the time where I felt like I was plateauing. Like it actually was a consistent problem. I'd be like, I don't know what to do now. I lost. I don't know how to improve.
Oh wow.
I don't know what to do in this situation. I don't know who to watch from. I don't know where to look to learn. I don't think I can get better. I think this is like, and I remember at some point thinking that Rosa's just gonna be a top 10 character in Smash 4, and she's just gonna fall off because there's nowhere to improve with her. Clearly that was wrong. But that happens when you don't know, like, have the resources or don't know how to use the resources. And it happens when you're just not like a good enough player to see like everything that there is to see.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have told me that they have that problem. So there you go. Even Dabuz has a problem too. You gotta keep reaching forward though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point now where I haven't felt like I've plateaued in the past like 3 years, to be honest. But it took so long to get to that point where I can always find improvement.
It's a hard mentality to get into, but I've been telling people, when you watch like Leo play, for example, right? Obviously known as the best player right now. If you watch him play 5 months ago, maybe not, like, I don't know now because everything's on Wi-Fi, but if you watch his most recent offline tournament compared to like the first time he won with Joker, he's getting better. So you're telling me that if Leo's finding a way to get better, chances are your everyday Smash player has also have a lot of room to improve, but for whatever reason, it's so easy to think that like you've peaked, you know what I mean?
I would say there's one exception. If you're playing a character like Ganondorf, a bottom tier character,
yeah, that's on you.
Okay, that's what we'll do. It'll take time. Improving with characters like that who are really bad is hard, and generally it's easier to improve when you have more tools to improve with.
Yeah, exactly.
So, just because you think you might improve faster by handicapping yourself with like a lower bottom tier, they just have to work harder to improve, therefore you get better. It actually doesn't work like that. And I'd say you're going to improve the most when you play like those good characters, those high tiers.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, it's actually probably best to improve with high tiers if you really just want to like look for the long run. Because top tiers sometimes have the stuff that does just carry people.
Yeah.
And then mid tiers, and below like tend to lack the tools you really need. Like if they're not well rounded, if they don't have like the ceiling to hit, it can be a problem for long term growth.
Those characters might help you learn like specific skills, but they're not well rounded enough for you to get like an entire picture of the game, you know?
Yep. And high tiers generally do that.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. So this question's kind of related. How do you go about picking your characters? If you feel like you do not fit the style of the top tiers or you not find them fun, do you just force yourself to learn them anyway, or do you play a worse character which you vibe with?
Good question. So I think it's kind of it depends on the situation, I guess, because Smash 4 came out. Obviously I love playing Palutena, and then as the game got older, I kind of disliked the way her meta developed, what she had to do. But I still found myself playing her because she was such a busted character that even I didn't like her, she kind of fits my play style.
Okay.
I kind of needed to play her, so I guess in that regard, I did make sure I had a top tier to play, and she was like the only top tier I really liked playing that kind of vibes with me. Like, yeah, I can't think of other top tiers, especially at that time, like early Smash 4, that really fit me at all. You know, and then I played Olimar because he was obviously busted hell, and then he got nerfed, but I stuck with him because he fit. I guess I pick more characters that fit my playstyle than necessarily our top tier. Yeah. I just make sure not to play characters that are bad.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I would not play Release Rosa. I tried, and I just, nope. You know, I don't want to use it in like the super emergency situations, or I've already accepted I just can't do it with my current characters.
Yeah.
No,
so cool.
Smash, and every other game I play, it's always a good character that I can vibe with, at least.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be a top tier. You know, I'll play 2 characters if I need to, that are like high tiers or even upper mid tiers, as long as I think I can make them work together. But I would not play a character I don't vibe with them, because it's not going to work out for me long term. I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to play characters that bad, because then it's just a waste of my time.
Yeah, you got to find a good in between.
Yep. So that's why, you know, in Ultimate, I've kind of pivoted towards a lot of characters people perceive as high tier, upper mid tier, because even if they might be right, like I don't think Rose is a top tier, but I think she's very close.
Yeah, she's working her way up.
I think Olimar is like also a high tier, but like a lower part of that. I think Min Min might be top tier, but probably not. But like that's fine, because I just play multiple ones and they kind of cover each other very well.
Yeah. This is kind of related. So when it comes to picking up secondaries, is it mostly to pick up matchups you dislike? Or what happens when you lose faith in your character? Do you just look for a new character, or do you try to force the blame on yourself and believe the character can be pushed further?
I'm realistic with myself. I try to focus more on myself before I look at the character. Like, I'm not gonna be sitting here telling you Olimar Wolf is an even matchup because I just struggle with it, because I'm a realist, and that matchup is bad. That matchup stinks. And the question is gonna be: is it bad enough I can't win versus a player of my skill, or is it winnable if I practice it a bit more? You know, if it's winnable, I just keep grinding. If not, I'm gonna look somewhere else for that matchup. You know, I have Palutena for a reason. I have Min Min out for a reason. You know, they're just some matchups they can't do. You know, when I play Rosa, she's great versus most characters, and I run into some characters, and I was like, all right, we'll swap them with Rosa now, guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely just, because I don't want to play losing matchups. Like, if a matchup might be losing, whatever, I'll play it out. But if it's definitely losing, I handicap myself.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
It's just a matter of, I don't need to. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to finish my rant.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
It's just, I don't want to I just don't want to be counterpicking other people super hard if it's something that goes out my way to do it. Like, you know, if Rosa counterpicks a character Olimar loses to, hell yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pick up Wolf, for example, to do that, because it doesn't help me improve, and that just leaves me open to the same exact issue of getting counterpicked. Unless I feel like I absolutely 100% need to use a counterpick character. Like when I said before, you know, I'll tell my older self, keep playing Smash 4 Sheik, and I didn't tell myself nowadays I should have just kept playing Sheik. I don't know why I stopped playing her. She was good in Smash 4 because of Cloud, and it's like, I learned from that, you know, if there's a matchup that's just that overwhelming, a character that's that broken, that I need an answer to it, period, then sure, play a character that beats it. But that's like the last resort when there's no options within your current repertoire of characters, when you're just heavily limiting yourself.
Yeah.
is when you should really pick up characters just for counterpicking.
Yeah, for sure. My friend, a very close friend of mine, also played Rosalina in Smash 4. So we used to watch like the tournaments together, obviously. And whenever you played a Cloud, we're both just instantly, how the fuck does he do this? You know, like this is so frustrating to play.
Yeah, you know, man, I'll be honest. If I wasn't splitting my time between full-time college and Smash, I probably would have actually looked into a character to beat Cloud as well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
A lot earlier.
That matchup was so frustrating. Holy.
Bro, it was. Outplaying the Cloud player meant nothing.
Yeah. Any move he does ever just kills Luma.
Yep.
Fun stuff. All right.
I feel like that.
Do you ever solo practice offline? Do things like training mode or even fight computers? Anything like that?
So, training mode and labbing, I would do a lot. I still do that a lot, even though we're, in the era of net play and content creation as the primary focus. Is I still, I just go in training mode, just lab things out, practice combos. Nothing crazy, but it's just because I don't really have. I lab when I feel inspired to. That's what I should say. And then fighting CPUs, like offline CPUs, is kind of just not helpful.
Yeah, I don't think it's
like maybe it can be useful. There's always a use for any sort of practice.
Yeah.
But for the most part, not really with that.
Cool. All right, so one thing that you do better than almost anyone else is being able to kind of like build the wall that people can't break, right? Your Rosalina is super hard to get in on. Your Olimar is super hard to get in on. What do you think separates you from other people who want to learn to play better defensive characters or just defensive overall, but they seem to have issues with the characters like Fox, whatever, they feel like they're always getting in on them?
Something that I always stress a lot is stage control. Stage control. And I also stress that you don't want to run away from people when you're playing defensive and walling people out. Like I kind of describe myself as like this mobile fortress. Like, I'm definitely holding my zone. I'm definitely trying to keep people out, but I'm not running away from them necessarily. I'm holding my ground mid stage. I'm actually pushing forward a lot, just at my pace, and kind of cutting off their options, almost like choking them out. And once I limit where they have the move, I take the stage control from them. I force them to jump. I force them to hold shield. I can absolutely overwhelm them because they feel like they can't move, and I'm just throwing things out.
Yeah, awesome.
And I think that's a big key is that, sometimes I play Olimar and I just run away with Pikmin. But a lot of times I play Olimar, I just hold my place with Pikmin and like really, really try to overwhelm them at a safe distance that forces out options. And it's almost like my defensive playstyle is actually making my opponent commit to things and preempting them committing to things or reacting to committing to things. But it's constantly manipulating how my opponent plays and how I make my opponent put on offense.
Yeah, awesome. A lot of things I think people overlook is that the worst place to be on the stage, obviously, is your back to like the ledge or off stage, right? So if you're literally only running from people, you're just putting yourself in a bad spot. So you have to be confident, even playing a character that, runs away, you have to move forward, right? You can't just literally run to the corner. You're just going to die.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's okay to get hit by a good amount of moves mid-stage. Like,
exactly,
just DI away, drift back, land with an aerial, and boom, you lost some stage control. But as long as it's not like a combo starter or anything like with too much knockback, kind of fine. Yeah. And then kill percent, the same concept applies. You're not gonna die if you're mid-stage as much, so you can take a lot more risks there as well.
Yeah, compare that to just getting hit by like a dinky move, but you're at the ledge. Now you're gonna get ledge trapped for 10 minutes, or you're gonna get edge guarded. It's just a way, way worse position, right?
Yep. Position advantage is key in Smash.
It is, yeah. Something I try to stress in my videos as well, so I'm glad you brought it up. Question from Twitter: how often do you feel the need to switch it up mid-game, going from a super wall to just mixing in burst offensive options, kind of what we were talking about, and how do you know when this is necessary?
So I actually sometimes break up my switching down strategies into micro and macro. Micro is when you just kind of switch up a mix-up, right? Like, instead of going to dash grab, you go for a dash attack. Instead of a rising aerial, you do a falling aerial. And most of the time, if your game plan in a matchup is correct, that's all you need to do is make these little switches on the micro side of things, like little mix-ups. And you don't actually need to, unless your strategy is just wrong and you realize your strategy is completely wrong, you don't really need to switch from like a defensive playstyle to more aggro-based playstyle, or heavy projectile gameplay to more mid-range spacing. You don't need to do it often unless your strategy is wrong for whatever reason versus the person you're fighting.
Okay.
So I would say oftentimes I just stick to my strategy with little micro changes, and if I really need to switch up how I'm playing it, a lot of times I'll switch characters because I'm generally trying to play the strategy that's best for a matchup. Not always. A good example I use is when I fought Elegant at Frostbite and I was down 0-2 because I was trying to basically time him out, and I realized I couldn't run away and time him out. It's Luigi, don't judge me. And then I realized this is not working. I'll play the more aggressive wall-based style versus him, and it worked. That's because I realized that my strategy of trying to time him out was just not going to work because it wasn't the best in the matchup.
Yeah.
There's many times in a matchup I'll just switch off characters, be like, oh, this doesn't work with Rosa. Let's just play Olimar because I think I'm playing the correct strategy here. It's just not good enough.
Awesome, yeah. So this is our last improvement-based question, kind of to do with our previous topic on replays. So you're watching your own replays. How do you even figure out what's going wrong if you don't already know? So I'm assuming this means like some people, let's say they have like a bad neutral, they don't already know why it's bad. So how do they figure it out without going to like a different person about it?
Okay, figuring that without a different person. So there's two ways I analyze replays. One is if I know what I'm trying to look at, I can just watch the replay and be like, oh yeah, so what went wrong? I kind of think it's neutral. I kind of think I was getting punished by this move a lot. Watch the move like, oh yeah, I was getting punished by Fox's Nair a lot. Oops, or I was misspacing Rosa's down to a lot. Might be. And like that's the easy one, right? You just watch and you kind of point things out. It's pretty easy to analyze. And then there's a second one where you're like, I think I was losing neutral a lot, but I don't really know why.
Yeah.
And what you have to do there, and this kind of stinks, this is the most boring part by far of improving, is you sit down and you analyze every single neutral interaction.
Yeah.
You get hit by something, you ask, why did I get hit by it? What could I have done? What could he have done? You know, you both missed something, you ask, how could that have played out? You hit the opponent. Did he mess up? Was this the correct option? You know, does this keep working? Did it work only once and get punished 5 times? Like, you legit, I'll spend sometimes, if I'm doing like almost a brute force method of analyzing, I can spend an hour on one game analyzing everything.
Every single interaction, yeah.
But that's like if I actually have no idea. But at the same time, that will happen. And sometimes you have to literally sit down and say, I'm going to analyze, this entire game for an hour or every neutral interaction for half an hour.
Yeah.
And it should give you the answers you want. But yeah, when you don't know and you're not trying to get advice from someone else, just
you gotta brute force
it work harder for you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to expect to put the time in.
Yeah. One thing I did when I was learning League of Legends was I would talk to myself out loud while I played, right? So I'm playing jungle and I'm like, can I gank this lane? I don't know, where should the enemy jungler be, whatever. And I would say these things out loud, and then when I go watch those replays, I would try to recall the questions I was asking myself in game. So if I said like, is this a gankable lane? Now I watch the replay and I better analyze, was this a gankable lane? Why couldn't I have figured this out during the game? You know what I mean? So I kind of asked my own questions while I played and then tried to answer my own questions later, if that made sense. I feel like it's harder in Smash because it's way hard, like just so many interactions going on. Every 10 seconds of neutral could be like 3 or 4 different things you could have done differently, right?
Yep. No, in Smash, you don't really have time for active thinking like that.
Yeah.
In Smash, your goal is to practice to a point where you can make those decisions like passively and like in a millisecond. Like I'm playing.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, can I edge guard him? Yes. I think he's going to be scared and roll. So let me punish the roll right now.
Yeah.
I think I should be a bit more defensive here because he's being a bit false. You like, I won't even think that much. I'll just like be more defensive. Out right now.
Yeah.
Pressure. Edge guard. Watch out for this.
Yeah.
And like, definitely. And that's the kind of stuff you have to build up to by watching replays or just think about the matches afterwards and kind of getting an idea in your head of what you want to do in certain situations, how to recognize them on the spot.
Yeah, it's
definitely different than a game like League where you actually have time to think about this stuff.
Exactly.
Not too much, especially if you're the jungler.
Jungler, you're making 8 decisions every second too, and then any bad decision, the whole team blames you. So.
Yep, any bad decision loses the game. So.
Yeah, it's fun. I noticed you've been playing League now too. How you been liking it now?
I like League. It's something fun to play because I feel like, first of all, it's nice because I have people that I have friends with that play with me a lot. But it's nice to have something I can play that's a more slower paced strategy game. And also that I'm not getting hit by the fact I'm playing online. Like I love the fact that I'm playing online in League.
Yeah, and it's always smooth.
Feel like, oh, it's Netflix screwing me over.
Yeah.
It is definitely very frustrating sometimes. It's very frustrating for that. I've been learning actually a lot of other roles besides jungle.
Yeah.
So I can understand the jungle role a bit more because I've definitely felt like I don't quite understand the laning phase.
Yeah.
Which hurt me a lot. But yeah, it's overall because of quarantine, having all this free time, it's been fun.
Awesome. Still playing the Lilia? In the preseason,
yes, she's so fun.
She is. I love playing Lilia. All right.
Sadly,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
She's really good. Never mind. Just go on.
You don't think she's good in the preseason?
I think she's hard to play right now.
Yeah.
I think they definitely nerfed her.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right, so we're moving on to some of the more for fun questions.
Okay.
So this is kind of like, I don't know how long you've been playing League, but you know when they completely rework a character? Like they keep the same character, but they just switch up the kit entirely pretty much?
Yes.
Like they've done it with Volibear pretty recently. So if you could rework a character in Smash, so keep them in but change their kit, who would it be and what would you change?
Sonic.
Oh yeah.
My man has 6 ball moves, and half of them do the same thing, and no one wants to fight him. No one wants to watch him. Like Sonic players like playing as him, sure, but
no one else.
there are people who like watching paint dry. And like, yeah, I just think he's a character that's particularly bad for the competitive and even like casual game.
I agree. Even watching him, right? Just he's literally in a ball half the game.
Yeah. You know what I'd do? I would make it so I'm fine with the spin moves existing, but I'd make it so he can't react out of spin moves, but maybe make them a bit more rewarding. So like if he lands a side B, he gets bigger combos. But he can't like side B and then like jump out of side B and like up B or something like that away from you. Make it so it's commitment. Make it so like he uses dash attack a lot more for like his kind of runaway like spacing play style.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. I like how quick you had that answer. Instantly fuck Sonic.
I've got that many times, and yeah.
My answer would probably be Young Link. I don't think he's necessarily bad in this game. Like he's fun, but I've heard this on like Reddit a long time ago. It'd be so cool if they made him like the Majora's Mask rep, and like he could put on different masks and change his kit. That's like my wet dream, and I love Majora's Mask. If that character was in Smash, that'd be so cool.
That'd be a sick way to rework him.
Yeah, that'd probably take a lot of work, but man, if you can give Hero 27,000 spells, I think it's possible.
Man. Let Olimar actually control another captain and give them more Pikmin.
Oh, that'd be sick. I actually just started playing Pikmin 3.
They have a puppet character inside
a puppet character. Puppetception. That would actually be cool. It'd be cool to watch when someone did it well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so if you could have a complete remaster of any game, what would it be? Obviously, it doesn't have to be Smash related.
Remaster of any game. Ooh, let's see. So a remaster is pretty much just the same game, like better graphics, maybe some like extra content.
Yeah.
You know, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Oh yeah.
that is a game that I loved, but I acknowledge was kind of a bad game. But there's so many things that could have been done to make the game a lot better. Changing some mechanics a bit, making the game not look like it was a late PS2 game. Like legit, it was a PS3 game, and bro, actually. Calling it a late PS2 game is honestly overrating. It looked like an early PS2 game.
Yeah.
In every sense of the word, it was ugly and that turned away people. The online for the game was absolute trash. And like the game mechanics were honestly salvageable, but everything else about the game's presentation was not. And I loved it though. So I'll love a remaster of that game if possible.
That game was like your roots, right? Was it like your first real game you tried to like try hard in?
No, that was Brawl, but it was like my in-between game.
Okay.
Like, between like Brawl and like Smash 4, you know, there's like a couple year period where I kind of just wasn't playing Smash, or wasn't playing Brawl in particular. I was playing Smash in my local college, PM particularly, just casually. But yeah, that was my in-between where I was just the best in the world, I guess.
That's awesome, man. I don't even have an answer for this one. It would have been the original Xenoblade, but they already got one, so... which Smash character would make the best roommate? Which one would make the worst?
Ooh. Alright, you know, it was maybe a little bit biased. It's actually hella biased. But alright, imagine you have this giant mess in your room, and you just need someone to be able to pull all the garbage towards one spot and throw it away.
I already know where this is going.
Yep. You already know, Rosalina, just gravity pull all the garbage everywhere. Canonically, in the games, she cooks for all the Lumas, so I bet she's a banger chef. She's also kind of cute.
Yeah, not terrible.
That's always a benefit.
That is, you know.
Because she floats around everywhere, she's not gonna leave a mess in the floor that's clean up at all. You know, like no dirty like ground in the kitchen or anything. So, really, you can't go wrong with that. What else could it be?
It's a good answer. It's a good answer.
No, maybe I gotta look at the roster now. Look at the characters.
Well, let me link you this. Let me link you this actually, because I also want you to pull this up for the next question. How do I do this? How do I pull up the chat instead of just camera? Oh, there it is. Right here. Yeah, so that's the roster, because that's going to be for the next question as well.
Oh, perfect. You know, Terry's a pretty cool dude. I feel like Terry would be a sick person to hang out with. Right? Like, I don't know. Definitely could see Terry.
He definitely seems like, yeah, like your college bro, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like he'd be a pain in the ass to like clean up after himself, but bro, he'd be hella sick. Yeah, I think Rosa or Terry would be ideal options.
What about the worst?
Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong or Wario.
Banana
Wario
peel.
Bro, I feel like with Wario, I'd be afraid of the police being called to my apartment every single like hour because you don't know what he's doing. And then Diddy Kong is probably just pure chaos incarnate.
Just banana peels everywhere.
Like I'd rather have a roommate of like King K. Rool or Ridley because at least I know what to expect. Whereas, Diddy Kong is just Pandora's box.
Actually, yeah. Speaking of Ridley, this is a Twitter question. In real life, would you rather fight a Ridley-sized Isabelle or an Isabelle-sized Ridley?
Oh, I feel like an Isabelle-sized Ridley would be like one of those really like dangerous like scorpions.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I don't care if I'm a human, bro. Those scorpions can kill people, and like they can be like 1/20 the size of a person. They just stab you. Oh, you're dead.
Yeah.
So Ridley? Oh hell no! You give me that giant dog. It's like having one of those like really big dogs that was jumping on top of people.
Isabelle's
like,
huge, right? I'm not Isabelle. Sorry, Ridley. Canonically, isn't he just like a giant?
Yeah, he's massive. But I'm not afraid of massive Isabelle.
True.
Bro, she's freaking Isabelle. You think she has a single hurting someone bone in her body?
Yeah, true. I think I would also take the big Isabelle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is to do with the roster I linked you. You get to choose the next DLC character, anyone you want. But in return, you have to wipe one line out of the Smash Ultimate roster. So full line, going left to right. Do you take the steal, and which line are you wiping? Also,
sure.
Yeah?
Bro, let me just look at this line, but I'm pretty sure.
There's some lines here where I don't mind almost any of these characters going.
Yeah, right. You can dump the entire first line, and I think everyone's chilling. No Luigi, Ness, Link, Mario, Samus.
Let me pull up the roster so people can also see this.
Pikachu. Bro, the entire first line, hella toxic. Second line of characters, I don't know.
I think the second line's got some cool characters, you know? I'm a fan of some Sheik play. I don't mind Peach. Pichu's pretty cool to watch.
I like the third line. Sure, we got Game Watch there, but the third line overall,
not bad.
Looking good. Fourth line is Olimar. And honestly, it's a good fourth line. You get Diddy, PT.
It's not too bad, yeah.
You see fifth line, obviously has Rosa, and we can't get rid of that. But hey, it's pretty good outside of
I think
Palutena.
I think Rosa carries that line.
I mean, I don't know. Mega Man's alright. It's pretty cool. Mac,
he's got to go, man.
Yeah, he got to go. And there's Pac-Man there, and there's that fifth line is looking kind of sus looking at it.
Can't get rid of Rosa though. Yeah, you can't get rid of Rosa.
It's carried by Rosa, I say that. But honestly, the sixth line looking hella sus.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Cloud, Corrin, Bale, Inkling, Ridley, Belmont's K. Rool, Incineroar, Plant.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that line either.
And then let's see, last line: Joker, Hero, Banjo, Terry. But oof. Actually, I've seen worse than that last line. I don't know. I'm still dumping. I gotta dump the second to last line.
Me too.
Cloud, Corrin, Bayo, like trifecta right there into Belmont's and K. Rool and Incineroar. Just no, thank you, bro.
Sorry,
I'll take Luigi any day over that.
I'm sorry to the Plant gang, but I'm not a fan of the Plant. That line's out for me too. I kind
of like Plant, but
what character are you putting in for the loss of this line?
Oh, Shantae for sure.
Shantae, cool.
She's like, I feel like there'd be so many cool things you can do with her because in the games she uses a lot of different like spells, weapons, transformations, and I feel like she'd be just kind of this cool like. She could be a very mobile character because of all the spells she gets in the games transferred to Smash, and she could have like a lot of like cool spacing tools. She gives lots of items for like whatever setups, combos, and she can basically be whatever the devs want her to be. And also, bro, she's a dancing genie. Like, come on, you can't tell me you don't want a dancing genie.
Yeah, that's a unique type, right? A lot of people they complain about too many sword characters, too many zoners, this, that. Shantae is definitely unique.
Yeah, she whips her hair at people.
Does anyone use their hair as a weapon? I guess Bayo maybe.
Bayo, but bro, she's starting to have the giant fist. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the
like
same.
like I don't get hit by a forward smash and go, damn, I got hit by her hair.
Yeah. True. Yeah. True. Most people probably don't even. I guarantee you, there's people listening. They're like, "What? That's her hair? Is it even her hair, or is it like her outfit or something?" I've never played a Bayo game, honestly.
Well, her hair turns into her outfit, basically.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She wears her hair.
That's it, yeah. So this question's kind of related as well. You get to bring in your most wanted character. So I guess for you it's Shantae. But how good she is random, right? It just depends how Sakurai makes them. In return, though, the character you hate the most gets also added, and that character is a top tier. Are you taking that deal?
Well, they already added Pac-Man to this game. I'm not sure how much worse could get. Let's see. You said they add a character that I hate?
They're also going to add a character, and you hate that character, and that character is guaranteed to be a top tier. Would you still want Shantae in at that cost?
Nope.
No?
Nope, because with my luck, bro, you know my favorite DLC characters? Like, my favorite DLC characters in Ultimate are Hero, Banjo, Min Min, Steve, and 3 of those 4 characters ain't good.
Yeah.
In Smash 4, I love playing Roy. I thought Lucas was fun. I was a big fan of Mewtwo, and outside Mewtwo, those DLC characters kind of sounding a little bit bad. So I have some pretty bad DLC luck, I'm not gonna lie.
I think my character I would want to put in is either Rex and Pyler from Xenoblade 2, but everyone on my channel already knows that. But another one is 2B, and I don't see 2 being bad.
Booty.
I don't think 2 Booty can be bad. She's just like Bayonetta with a giant ass sword, and like that, she would get the DLC privilege. So I think I would take that risk.
I'm gonna look up right now Soul Calibur 6 tier list and see if she's a good character.
She was when she came out. I think she got nerfed a few times though.
Oh, you know what? Good decision then.
two Booty for Smash. Make a trend.
Yeah. I mean, apparently she's top 5 on event hubs, which doesn't mean anything except the fact that when she came out, people thought she was good.
Yeah. Event tier lists are usually questionable, but there's not a bad starting point, right?
It gives you an idea of what the more like casual people thought of a character when the character dropped.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to see 2B or Rex Empire. But yeah, so
those,
what? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just that those can be cool. I would agree with you.
All right. So, what is your favorite non-Smash game?
Favorite non-Smash game? Pikmin 1 for sure. I love Pikmin 1. Like that game is really good. I love Majora's Mask. I also love
Majora's
Mario
Mask
64.
might be mine.
I guess outside of Nintendo games, I love the Soul series. Infamous 2 is one of my favorite games ever. That game was kind of perfect. And then StarCraft 2 I also absolutely adore.
Nice. I think mine would be Majora's Mask as well. Non-Nintendo games, maybe... I don't know. League of Legends? Does that even count?
League is a dude, League is such a good game. People like say they hate League, and I'm like, hell, this game is actually phenomenal.
Dude, it is so addicting to just like start tryharding in it and getting that like rush of like adrenaline when you're getting better and you make these sick plays. It's too much, dude. It's too much.
It's really it's so phenomenal. Like when you're playing bad or you just get like a bad game, it stinks. But it's not even the worst challenge of all right, what do I do? All right, the game's going badly.
Yeah. League is one of those games we talked so much about like improvement. You have to ask yourself good questions. I think League is so easy to fall into the trap of just fuck my team, this game sucks, whatever, and you just never improve. You know what I mean? A game like that can tilt the shit out of you and make sure you never improve. I
think the hardest thing about improving in League is there are legitimately games. You can always do better in every game.
Yeah.
But there are legitimately games where you weren't gonna win.
It's unwinnable,
Like your team actually just they're being stupid. There's
fucking running it down.
Like I'll watch top players like stream and it's like, wow, this teammate just ran it down lane and just lost the game for everyone.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
But yeah, that's the hardest thing about League is learning when that's the case versus when you could have carried.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm sure everyone will tell you that, like, the goal is to just focus on, even if you were going to lose no matter what, how could you have played better? But it's so hard to do that in the moment, right? When you're really trying to, like, get that LP and someone's literally running it down. Like, how many people can just focus on themselves at that point, you know?
Exactly.
So, this wasn't a question, but since we're talking about League, I'm guessing I saw your tweet. You're excited for Project L. What League character you want to see in Project L?
All right.
Besides Lilia.
So, let's see. League, I love playing Nocturne, but that wouldn't be a good fit for a fighting game, I don't think. Vi is actually fun. She could be...
Vi's cool.
She would be an awful fit for me in a fighting game. She'd be like a aggressive like melee character.
Like brawler, fucking grappler almost.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how they make Evelyn work, so that would be iffy.
Better not stealth.
Yeah, I don't know how stealth in that game, bro. I know some fighting games have done stealth. It's either broken or busted, but it's always broken because always not broken, busted, broken or bad.
Or bad, yeah.
But it's always bad because devs know if it's busted, it's not fun for anyone.
It's not fun, yeah.
Honestly, out of the character pool I play, I can't think of a character that'd be a good fit for a fighting game. Like, maybe they make Nunu work somehow as a grappler. Nah,
that'd be
I wouldn't
actually
want that.
Dude, that'd be pretty cool, actually.
That would work, but like a character that I'd want to play.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it'd be Lee Sin for sure. I love Lee Sin in League, and I think he'd be sick in a fighting game.
You actually hold up. Put Karthus in League. Bro, he just zones people out with Qs on the screen everywhere.
You wall them out.
That'd be kind of sick.
You literally wall them. They can barely move.
His ultimate is legit just it hits you.
Just hits you. You can't camp him because he'll just hit you full screen.
Yep, when the match ends, he has like 3 seconds to like
kill you back. That'd be hilarious.
Oh my god.
It's double KO if he can kill you in the last 3 seconds.
Yep, I don't know how they make his. Oh, he uses wall to like make people slower in the match. Like you zone out with the wall.
Yeah, that'd be.
And then it's like
cool.
AOE field is like it's a lower like cost super, for example. That does a lot of damage.
That'd be sick.
Bro, we actually There's
a lot of League characters that can make like unique fighting games, but you'd have to like really, get the creative juice working because some characters are just super fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
They already announced Jinx. I'm like, what is she gonna do besides shoot people?
Hey, you ever play Injustice?
I've watched it, so I can know where you're going.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Jinx would make a great Injustice character.
She would definitely kill the game. Not that the game didn't already kill itself in the second iteration.
All right, so this is our last question. Feel free to skip it if you're uncomfortable. CR Simba asks, Dabuz, titties or ass?
Ass all day.
All right, I'm a titties man till the day I die, but I would never ever
don't disrespect the booty.
Disrespect the booties. I'm a two booty fan. And that's it.
What I was about to say.
All right, that's it for us. Thanks a lot to Buzz for coming. The insightful information will surely help a lot of people. I appreciate you kind of spilling your secrets for the people.
I mean, honestly, man, if you just come to my streams, I'll answer these questions any day. So
yeah, and if he sold you on the information, feel free to check out the Buzz's stream and look into getting coaching from him yourself. Some people have asked me if I would coach them. I'm not nearly qualified in my opinion, so go to the Buzz, check it out. If you're a sub, you get a discount, right?
It's a 15 hour, but if you're a sub, it's 14 an hour. Yes, I know you're just saving $5 per sub, and that's the point.
There you go. So yeah, make sure to check out the Buzz's stream. Once again, the Buzz, thank you for coming.
No problem, dude.
Shout outs.
Yep. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Shout outs to Team Liquid for letting you do what you do.
Let's go, Liquid.
Let's go, Liquid.
They're actually the best. They're the reason I can make a living playing video games.
Yeah.
It's great.
Liquid's great. I'm a huge Liquid fan in League, and every time I hear Steve talk, I'm like, this guy really looks like a dope boss, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a chill dude. When I met him, he was like just sick. I was like, let's go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, everyone in the org is just nice and chill. I haven't like met a single person from Liquid where it's just like, even all the players are cool, the ones I met.
Yeah, cool, awesome. And thanks for coming nice and dressed up in that tie, Dabuz, coming all suited up.
Yeah, man, it's a hard day at work right here.
Perfect.
Got my Miku stuff.
Oh shit, that's a dope shirt.
Right, this shirt is sick. My friend got this to me like years ago.
At first, I thought it was just a tie, more the way you were sitting.
Yeah, right. That's the tricky part, right? Yeah. And then you stand up, it's like, wait, holy crap, there's a whole ass waifu on there.
Awesome. All right, man. Thanks, and have a great one. Have a good stream. I know you're going to be streaming soon. So if you guys watch this video, make sure to check out the Buzz's stream.
Yep, dude. All right, man. Have a good one. Peace out.
See you later.
Everyone in your stream.
See you later, guys.